Global travel and e-commerce business GoSee is slowly rebuilding from the COVID pandemic, with its ASX-listed owner Webjet forecasting the group was on track to return to pre-COVID booking volumes by the second half of the 2023 financial year. GoSee, which rebranded from Online Republic last November, says its new digital strategy is relying more and more on its intelligent digital agent Scout to engage with international customers. And joining me now is Richard Fuli, GoSee's Chief Customer Operating Officer. Well, welcome, Richard.
Oh, thank you.
Can we just set the ground a little by talking about what impact COVID did have on your business?
I think similar to everyone else, I think globally it had a massive impact on us. Being in the travel industry and being based in New Zealand, I guess the impact was a lot more dramatic. So we needed to change the nature of the business very, very quickly. We needed to change our strategic plans quickly. Like most companies, I guess globally, we had to do it as of yesterday. So we made a lot of changes. Drastic changes within the first weekend of the announcement.
You've rebranded the company late last year. What did that involve?
It involved a lot of, I think for the rebrand, it involved a lot of, discussion with our customers, discussion with our partners, to really understand what we were looking for as a primary brand. Because, it's not just about creating a brand. You need to actually, there has to be a meaning, it has to be a purpose. And it needed to meet, both a local and global need. So there was a lot of work that happened pre-COVID in terms of the rebranding process. And then we just went through, finessing that, as of October, November last year. So I think COVID did have an impact on, the mission statement and the way in which we're going to go about our business. But it didn't change, I think, the values and attributes that we wanted to project through the brand persona.
So what is the change?
Well, we changed from Online Republic, which was really a myriad of brands that operated as an aggregator, to one primary brand, which is GoSee. And I guess the key change for us is we were moving from being, an aggregator that was focusing on transactions and booking numbers to a brand that was really focused on the customer, the experience, and setting an aspirational vision that was focused on connecting people, connecting people to places and people they love. So for us, that became more and more important as we continue to go through subsequent lockdowns through COVID.
And in July last year, you launched Scout, which is a intelligent digital agent powered by AI from Kiwi company Ambit. What was the thinking behind that?
Definitely the thinking was about, with Scout, it was about creating, a really scalable way to ensure that we were, interacting with our customers, connecting with our customers, because obviously with the impact of COVID, you couldn't really rely on having resource available, so we were no longer scalable.
Because you had to cut back staff.
Yeah, we had to, unfortunately. So that was a reality for ourselves and many others in the industry. And I guess even before we cut back with COVID, we were always looking at a digital strategy to make sure we could connect in the most, appropriate fashion. So consumer behaviour has changed over the last 10 years, so people are looking for really quick transactions or quick conversations. And so more and more they're actually relating to a online persona.
And the younger they are, probably the more they are.
Definitely. Anyone from 18 up to about 29 would prefer to interact with a chatbot or interact with a online portal.
Give me a human any day, but yes, yeah. I'm not in that age group. So is there more of a trend in travel for customers wanting to self-book their own cars and motorhomes?
Yeah, I believe so. We want, what we are trying to do is actually create a friction-free process for customers. So we want customers to be able to complete the entire booking process themselves. And really, people are getting to the point where the digital literacy is so high that they want a company, they want a brand where they can get everything completed without having to talk to anyone. But what they're also expecting the service to be really high if they do need to talk to someone. So you've got those two challenges as a company now.
What difference has Scout made?
Scout has enabled us to communicate really, consistently to our customers, regardless of where they're calling in from or where they're accessing the website. So I think if you look at our company, it'll be the same story for many other companies. We had a workforce and operations team of 130, 140 plus people who were providing a service for customers globally, 24/7. We had to reduce that by up to 2/3. And so we still wanted to provide the same level of service. We still wanted to make sure we were interacting as quickly as we could to customers in multiple languages, and that was actually impossible to do with the number of people that we had. So Scout allowed us to create that interface, create that opportunity, have conversations in the key languages in which people wanted to interact with us. And it ensures that it then passes that context onto our staff, who can then come in and complete the journey with the customer if required. And they've already, and then we've already got the context that customers have given to us from the website.
What's been the feedback from customers about Scout?
The feedback has been really good. So we have, in the reports that we have with Scout, or reports that are provided through their provider Ambit, shows us the level of, the approval and disapproval rates. So the approval rates or the error rates are quite low with Scout. So we can see that through the unique conversations we're having, and that's roughly about 4,000 unique conversations per month. There's only, I think it was about 3 or 4% of customers were finding that the chatbot wasn't providing the right information, or they were unhappy with the information that was being provided. That dissatisfaction rate was higher when we first started with Scout, but that was primarily because of the queries. Because the other thing you can get from Scout, you can understand why customers are actually talking to you. And one of the key inquiries initially was, look, I'm cancelling my booking. How do I get a refund? How long do we have to wait for a refund to come back? So irrespective of what answer we gave, it was generally a...
they weren't going to be happy with the
no,
answer.
they weren't going to be happy at all.
Right.
Yeah.
As part of your digital strategy, are you expecting to use Scout in different ways, or is it primarily that customer call centre sort of interface?
We definitely will look to use Scout differently. I think with the plan with Scout was always in a number of phases. So the first one was about creating a really, to lift and shift our current conversation, mimic that within the chatbot, so we could actually engage with customers and provide, most of those transactional services. Second stage is what we're going through right now, which is to allow customers to book entirely through Scout. And then the third phase for us is about where we can actually start to build in more of that intelligence to ensure that we're picking up the context from the customer and look to actually, promote or initiate conversations or send through options that customers would want to look at. So it's moving it from that, really intuitive stage to more of a predictive stage, so we can actually do a lot more for the customer.
Is this the sort of service type of technology what your competitors are using as well, or are you sort of ahead of the field with it?
I think we're probably slightly ahead. I can see our competitors are using, some of our competitors are using chatbots, but it's I believe it's a relatively light offering. So it's where you talk to a chatbot, you can provide some of your key details, but then that information is normally handed over quite quickly to someone to actually complete the process. Or you're sent through, links to kind of complete a booking. What we're trying to do is actually create, a persona that allows you to interact almost entirely with a chatbot to get, some real value from the interaction. And really, we want to make sure that we're collecting as much of that information through that bot as well, to really make a difference for the customer and for our partners. So I think we're just trying to harness a lot more of the technology and the intelligence.
Just finally, Richard, obviously, as you said, COVID's had a big impact on the business and GoSee has been losing money. But what do you see the outlook? When do you see things improving now borders are reopening?
Look, I think we've been quite lucky with GoSee because we have, our business is not only locally but globally. I mean, we've started to see some of that recovery already. And we're obviously been really happy with the Trans-Tasman bubble and the corridors opening. So all of that has led to, a resurgence of travel. So we've actually seen volumes that are very similar to 2019 come back, which has been really helpful. I guess the big challenge for us and other travel companies is, the availability of fleet. So we basically we represent cars and campers for Webjet, and a lot of our suppliers who provided fleet had to downsize across COVID. So there's a massive amount of demand, and now we're just trying to catch up with supply. But we believe the next 12 to 18 months will see a great result for GoSee.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Richard Fuli.
Oh, great. Thanks, Fiona.